If you're remotely interested in flight simulation, which I'm guessing you are, you probably know that the much anticipated Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 was released earlier this week. You're probably also aware that the launch didn't go quite as smoothly as we'd all hoped. I'm not going to get too bogged down on what went wrong and why and what could have been done better. That's been done to death. And it's really time to move on and just enjoy this new sim. All I'm going to say about it is that we all spent far too long watching this video, and while I still think it's a pretty cool video, it's no substitute for actually playing the game. This is just a brief look at some of the offerings for us helicopter enthusiasts. After giving up waiting for flights to load, I took a look around the menu to see what was available for us helicopter simmers. We actually have what looks like a fairly comprehensive training program for flying helicopters now. This is great news for those who have been struggling to figure it out on their own, although a little bittersweet for me, as my helicopter basics video is one of my most popular videos. Being generally cocky and impatient, I jumped straight into the first solo flight session, where I was commended by my instructor for all the hard work and training I'd put in. I passed with a reasonable grade, although I probably could have done better but was eager to complete it before I had another crash to desktop. I'm hoping some training for operating hoists and firefighting equipment will come when you go for those certifications in career mode, but I haven't got there yet. Activities-wise, we have a couple of discovery flights and a landing challenge so far. There is also a helicopter weekly challenge, which is another landing challenge. I had a crack at the regular landing challenge and it was trickier than I thought it would be, but after a couple of attempts I managed to break 1 million, so I was happy. Next I tried the weekly challenge landing challenge, which looked tricky but I nailed it on the first attempt. Not the world record for sure, but I got to be top of the weekly leaderboard, although I'm sure that won't last long. I'm really hoping to see more challenges like this, and I think challenges like cargo drop-offs, rescues and fire bucket accuracy could be a great way to test and develop pilot skills. Career mode has been met with some very mixed responses. Personally, I think it's a good addition. However, to get onto the helicopter career mode, you first have to pass your airplane PPL. Once you have your airplane PPL, you then need to complete 2 first flight missions which are unpaid. This means that even though you've unlocked the commercial rotorcraft license, you can't do the test because the test costs 3,500 credits, and after paying for your PPL you only have 3,000 credits left. So your only choice is to do the airplane CPL, which costs 2,500 credits, and then fly enough missions to earn the money to do the helicopter CPL. Now I'm not going to complain too much about the bias towards planes over helicopters in the sim, as the training flights for the PPL and airplane CPL do teach you some transferable skills, such as basic navigation, which may be a little trickier to learn in a helicopter, as flying a helicopter requires much more attention on the actual flying, and planes are much easier to learn for new pilots. But it is a little frustrating for the more experienced sim pilot. I'm sure I'll probably explore both paths, but if you're hoping to jump straight into a helicopter career, you're going to have to fly through some loops first.
Congratulations on obtaining your rotorcraft commercial pilot license. That was some smooth flying.
Despite some lingering performance issues, I'm enjoying the new sim. As a software developer myself and having experienced disastrous release days with angry customers and execs breathing down your neck, I have a certain sympathy with the team behind this and have no doubt they've had a pretty rough week and we're not fully out of the woods yet. Yes, it was frustrating not being able to dive in from the instant it was released. Yes, I still get the occasional crash to desktop, and yes, occasionally the aircraft has no engine sound. But it's hardly the worst thing in the world, or going to leave me traumatized for years to come. A lot has been fixed in a relatively short period of time, and I'm sure the developers are going to continue to iron out these issues. I've only just started on the helicopter career path, and sure, some of you have probably got further along with it, but I'm not in any rush and I'm excited to try out the different missions and activities. Enjoy the new sim. Be patient because I'm sure there's going to be more teething issues for a while yet, and fly safe.